Hello, survivors. The world of Zealand, Las Vegas is dark, brutal, and unforgiving as it is set during the zombie apocalypse that threatens to wipe out the human race. The content will be graphic and violent in nature, so be prepared. We return now to Zealand, Las Vegas to see how our group of survivors faces this dark new existence.
Hello, survivors, and welcome back to Zealand, Las Vegas. I'm joined tonight by Dakota.
Hello.
Mitch.
Hello.
Chris.
Bye.
Colin.
Hi.
And Gabe versus the magic of Skype and its amazing audio quality.
Yep.
Now,
That's the clearest
Matt
I've heard.
will not be with us tonight, but he should be back by the next session, depending on whether he can get shift coverage.
Loser.
In the last episode, we left off in a bit of a precarious position for Mitch.
What are you talking about? I'm fine.
It's fine.
Say
It's all good.
wordly.
So Mitch, having set fire to Jesse's car, which I'm sure he's going to be super happy to learn about.
Surprise!
Surprise! Made a break for this here little shack
Oh no.
over to the left.
We work with a lot of construction dust too. I'm getting cut up.
Having tried to Tokyo drift his way around this roundabout, successfully catapulting a zombie off of his car. Didn't work out so well. He ended up stopping the car eventually with 3 remaining functional tires, set fire to the car with a flare, and beat feet for the shed.
NASCAR calling.
Colin was up on the ridge in the ambulance. Gabe and Matt were in the SUV. They were approximately right about here on this ridge at the time that we left off the episode. Colin had popped a flare and thrown it. When you threw it, did you throw it to the left side up the hill or the right side down the hill?
Well, I just literally dropped it out.
Chucked
Dropped it out the window.
And we did take a chance to look at the rules in between the session, and we've kind of both been doing it right and wrong at the same time when it comes to degrees of failure. Because ultimately, most of the times, the degrees of failure haven't really played a major part in our gameplay. It's been like you just didn't see a thing. When it came to Mitch's drive check fail, you actually look at the degree of failure and look at how much you failed to check by. So if your skill is a 40 and you rolled a 45, it means you failed by a 5, which would be a poor failure. In the Zealand book, there is a cheat sheet of sort that shows the different degrees of failure. It breaks it down. It's up to the GM to decide what that means. If you have a horrendous failure, if Mitch would have had a horrendous failure, he would have, like I said, would have been Ricky Bobbied himself. Days of Thunder style would have caught air. But he didn't. It wasn't that bad. It was a poor failure, so he lost a tire. He could have kept driving for a short distance, and he chose to make a distraction out of the vehicle.
We're about to get 3 cars in anyway.
We left off with Dakota and Chris barricaded on the second floor of a building on Overwatch. They had barricaded the downstairs front door. They had pushed some furniture up against the windows, closed the curtains. They had pushed some furniture down the stairs leading to the second floor. And they're on Overwatch on the second story of a building. They see below them 3 slower zombies slowly just kind of shuffling around, and one of the screaming zombies that they've seen on their flight from the city, pacing back and forth, pausing periodically to sniff the air. So we're actually going to start with Dakota and Chris.
And Skype.
And Skype. Ghost in the machine with the random noise. So, Dakota and Chris, is there anything you want to do while you're in this building? You are upstairs. You've explored just kind of quickly, kind of looking room to room to see if there was any occupancy in here other than you. You saw that there was a master bedroom with master bedroom, walk-in closet with a connected master bathroom. There is a secondary bedroom. It doesn't look to be a kid's bedroom. It looks more like a guest bedroom, and there's a study, kind of office. There's some, the bookshelves in the back. You haven't thoroughly checked. You just kind of went room to room to room. You armed with a kitchen knife, you said?
Yeah.
And Dakota, what did you have for an armament? Just quickly, whatever you grabbed.
My father would grab my dad's hatchets.
Okay, so you would have a hatchet.
No.
Yeah. So you would have a hatchet. You would have a kitchen knife, just kind of going room to room. We'll get to how they got to this point further on in the story. But for now, you looked quickly up here. You're alone on this floor. You know there's a threat outside. What would you like to do, if anything?
So how long have you actually been in here?
So in this particular house, you were driving to a destination, and you were forced off the road. Not only there were some vehicles blocking the road, so you had to kind of go off road, and you have your Jeep, so it's not too hard for you. But when you went off road, you saw some figures pop over the hill. One being fast, one for the other three not so fast. And you would recognize these from what you saw in your flight from the city. And knowing this threat, you sought shelter. You saw more activity up ahead. You saw that the road was blocked here and there. And in front of you, you saw this 2-story building. You took a risk. You went up. Chris jumped out, checked the door. It was unlocked. So you left your Jeep parked, walking distance from the front door, parked face out, so you can quickly hop in and go if you need to. You went in quickly, grabbed your bags from the car. So you have all the gear that you fled the city with.
Okay.
Whatever you could grab, if you had like a first aid kit in your car, anything you could quickly grab on the way out. You've been in the house. They were giving chase. The fast one, obviously, the quicker threat. You had about 2 minutes lead start. This very, very open, flat ground at Mount Charleston. So line of sight, you weren't able to break it. You had about 2 minutes to close and lock the front door, close the curtains. You worked together to push kind of a china cabinet in front of one of the windows to the right of the door. You pushed the couch up against the front door. It opens in. So you barricaded the best you could. But then towards the back of the house, you see there's a big, giant sliding glass patio-style door. You're like, well, shit. Then you saw the stairs, head upstairs, and you started just grabbing like chairs and like not like Kmart quality, a little bit better, not quite Amish quality, the little bookshelves. Start just chucking that down the stairs, making it difficult for anything to come up the stairs. Each of you have about 3 days worth of food and water on you. Whatever you were to bug out of Las Vegas with. You got a few bottles of water, you grabbed some beef jerkies. I know Dakota, you're from a military family. You probably grabbed a couple of MREs.
Yeah.
So, and those are literally one MRE is like food for an entire day.
Yeah.
And Zorbital gum, so you can actually go to the bathroom the next day. Fun fact, always eat the gum if you ever buy an MRE. Always eat the gum. Bad times if you don't. And go for the beef stroganoff. It's the best flavor. Either that or chili mac.
I was going to say chili mac.
Between the chili mac and the beef stroganoff. Fan favorites. So you've been here, barricaded in, and you've heard, obviously, you had about 2 minutes. Once you got the couch up against, you heard the pounding on the door. You haven't heard anything on the windows yet because there's no stairs up to the windows. You have heard some pounding, some running around. You hear the screaming. That's the always present screaming. And now that you're upstairs, you've been upstairs for about 15, 20 minutes. Since you stopped making noise, the screaming has stopped. Looking out the window, like kind of peeking past the curtain, you do see the three just kind of aimlessly wandering, no real purpose. And the fast one, again, just kind of pacing every once in a while, kind of going around the Jeep, smelling. Like you see it specifically like smelling your chairs, like leaning in. You're smelling. I don't know. Is your Jeep like an open top, or I don't know. The Jeeps I know are like open top.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the canopy's closed.
It is, okay. So it would be smelling like where you had like touched the door handle. You see it like touching the hood, hearing like when you turn off a car, there's like the tings and pops, and when those happen, you kind of see a response from all of them. You kind of turn towards the noise, but as long as you stay quiet, you're not drawing any attention to them. Okay. As long as you stay like relatively quiet, you're in a house, and houses are more or less soundproof. And this is a very nice house. Like everything you see here is like sturdily built. Like looking at the sheets, they're like 300 count Egyptian cotton, like the fancy stuff. It's a very nice place. Okay.
I would probably look in the bath. See if I can look in the bath.
All right. So for when it comes to looking around, there's 2 roles you're gonna do. So if you're looking for one thing, you'll check her. Typically, you have like a scavenging person, but since you're separately checking, I'll have you each kind of look for whatever you want to look for. So first, you're gonna do an investigation roll. You're just simply searching, you're taking your time, it's just going to be a flat roll. Then if you pass that roll, based on your skill level, then you roll a luck skill. So first you'll declare kind of what you're looking for. Like what are you looking for?
Chemicals.
Like?
Bleach.
Okay. So you're looking for like cleaning supplies and stuff like that.
Yeah, like bathroom cleaning
Okay,
supplies.
so go ahead and give me an investigate roll. A flat roll. So whatever your skill level is, you're trying to get at or below.
No. Wait,
So-
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she rolled a 38.
And I have a 40 investigation.
All right, so that is an okay degree of success, which means you found some chemicals. Now, the luck roll comes into play to find how much. And basically, if you do really well, I'm basically just saying, like, what were you looking for? You were looking for bleach. So now it's again a flat luck roll. Remember, you have your sigils. So if you add a sigil before you roll, it raises your threshold by 25. So if your skill is a 50, it raises it by 25. So your new target would be 75 or lower.
I really want that bleach, so I'll probably burn a sigil.
Use a sigil.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I've been beating my group to say use a sigil instead of burn a sigil.
You say burn too.
We should all
I shouldn't.
agree here and now that we will only say burn the sigil.
Burn the sigil.
Burn the sigil.
Fine, y'all gonna have 0
Burn it.
sigils by the end.
So I need a 76 or lower.
All right.
No.
She got a 98.
So you basically the way it works, you passed the investigate, so you
Yeah.
did find something. But when you
It was
fail the luck roll,
Awful degree of failure.
when you fail the luck roll, you basically just find like enough. So you find a bottle of bleach, but it's,
But it's like the small-
the last little dregs at the very, very bottom. Like they're probably like, all right, when I run out, I'll go to Smith's or Albertsons and get something. So you find, maybe enough bleach to clean like a very small item.
Okay, well that's not what I'm going to be using it for.
So what would you like to look for?
I would like to look for weapons, I suppose.
All right. So where would you like to search for weapons? Because there's the master bedroom and then there's the guest bedroom. The guest bedroom just looks spartanly furnished.
It would make more sense to look in the master bedroom then.
All right. So go ahead and give me an investigate. And again, if you'd like to use a sigil, it can raise your threshold by 25 prior to your roll. And sigils refresh at the end of each session. So every game night, you will get all of your sigils back.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and burn the sigil then.
Use.
You.
Burn.
I thought we agreed that we're saying burn now.
Y'all agree. I'm the GM. Use a sigil.
He's going to stab us with zombies.
Okay.
Closet zombies.
He's gonna do that no matter what.
I'm so sorry. What was the check again?
You're doing an investigate.
Investigate? Okay, so I need a...
Plus
You're using a
25.
sigil, so that would be plus 25. So
So
you're
it's
at 56.
56. Okay, that's a
30.
30, yeah.
So 30 is a average level of degree of success.
Okay.
So it means you're going to find some sort of weaponry.
Okay.
Now, what you find is going to be based on your luck roll.
Okay.
So you can use another one if you'd like, but you do have a decent luck.
I have a 50 luck right now.
So it's a coin flip.
Although, also, if I go ahead and... I'm going to do it...
That'll put it up to 75.
Yeah. Also, like, the quality of your success goes
you
up.
could get an outstanding.
Right? I know.
Maybe
that
find
would
a
be
gun
outstanding. Alright, so I'll burn another sigil.
Use.
And that's,
You pass.
No, he
No.
didn't.
No, that's
We're-
above it.
We're terrible at luck.
However, it's only by an 11, so it's a poor failure.
So
Not as
you
bad.
do have the opportunity to use another sigil and re-roll, but it would be back down to your 50. So it's a 50-50 shot on finding a weapon.
Okay.
It's like you both rolled so well for your investigates.
I know.
Nailed
right?
it.
Horrible
I
for
missed
your-
by
It's
2.
up to you. If you want to use another sigil, you can.
Okay.
And then it would be literally a 50-50 shot whether you find a weapon or not. It's up to you.
Okay. I mean, since technically it's a tall order, honestly, to find a weapon, and depending on what type of weapon. So I will go ahead and burn another.
Use.
You're just going to hear the
You
GM
got some
saying
empty
you.
cans over there. You just
Thank
keep
you.
chucking them.
I
Sure.
appreciate it.
Oh.
That's still a fail. All
That's the
right.
same exact number, right?
No.
Yeah, but okay, it's 50 now. It's not the 75.
No, I think you rolled some wrong.
No, he rolled an 86 last time. Now he rolls
Oh.
a 68.
When you
so
need
you failed
it
by
before.
18, and
Yeah.
then
It's still a poor. It was poor either way.
It's
and-
still poor.
And we did check that you do go based on the degree of failure, i.e., what you need. The difference between what you rolled and what you needed is your level of failure.
Okay.
So there's a poor failure. So looking through, you're searching through, and you find a gun cabinet, but it's locked. It's not a combo lock; it's a key lock. And you search and search and search. There's no keys anywhere. Going through the nightstand, you do find a can of pepper spray.
Okay.
Better than that?
I don't feel like zombies would react. I don't even know. Would zombies react?
You have no idea.
Oh, okay. Thanks, man.
But chemicals, we can make a bomb with it probably.
Okay, so I have that.
They get to drive in their own car.
Could I look for some, maybe just
No,
like
I
a
want you
long
to
rod or
clean.
something? Like, just like, is there like a curtain rod or something?
Sure, and I won't make you roll for that. You
Okay.
basically just take down. You go into the spare bedroom on the back side of the house where you peek and there's nothing out there. You take down the curtain rod and you strip off, and it's like solid wood. Again,
Okay.
this house is very nicely decorated. It's not rich mahogany, which is my go-to fancy wood, but it is solid. Like you kind of bat it against your hand, and it is pretty good. And you could count this as kind of like a quarterstaff.
Okay.
If you were, I'm just saying, like in like D&D terms, it would be kind of like a quarterstaff.
Yeah.
And like if you were to stomp the end of it or cut the end of it, you could use it as kind of an improvised spear.
Okay.
And you do have a kitchen knife, so you could spend some time whittling if you wanted to.
I will, but what I think I'll do is I'll try to. So like basically, I'll stay in the hallway so I can see the stairs in case something comes up.
Okay.
And I'll like do it there.
Okay. So the last thing I'll have you do is you're gonna go ahead and give me. It's whittling. You're not necessarily like engraving.
That's a kind of a fine craft.
Would that be fine or broadcast?
I would say broadcraft personally. What's he trying to whittle it to? Just a point?
A point.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's not.
Yeah.
It's
Like not like
crazy.
a super fine point, just like
like an improvised spear.
Yeah, I would say broadcast.
broadcraft.
We'll go
All right.
broadcast.
Yeah, he's trying to make it like
So, and again,
super sharp for wood.
So I'll give you
sure.
for this because you're literally just trying to do this.
And he's got the right tools. He's got a knife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give you. It'll be broadcraft plus 20. This is
Plus
just
20? All
you're
right.
literally trying to make a pointy stick.
All right. So
Like this
60
is
or under.
Minecraft 101.
I was gonna say this shouldn't be fine.
Failed by 17.
So
Hey, we
you-
found
You
new
stab
stones.
yourself instead.
So you're working at it, and
Yeah.
you have a kitchen knife, which is not the most. It's good for what it's intended for, but it's not necessarily good for like hacking into wood.
Yeah.
So you work at it for a while, and it just you whittle it away, but it never really comes to a point. You get it whittled down a bit. Like maybe if you worked at it again later on, you could continue to whittle away at it. It's probably about halfway to a point.
Okay.
So Dakota, is there any last thing you want to do before we go back to the rest of the view? Before we see how much fares.
Could I don't want to do it yet, but I'm thinking if I got him to pee in the bleach bottle, because better aim, how long would it take for the vapors?
Well, it's
It
not even
depends. If
aim.
you stick the bottle.
I mean, personally, I'm not going to stick my family jewels, family scepter in a bottle of bleach.
Well, that's what I mean. I can't see where I'm shooting. He could. Anyways.
You need a sheepy. We've talked about this in sessions in the past.
Okay, anyways.
Wonderful.
Could I, like, try to figure out how much time would I had before it actually started to make the vapors? Because of the ammonia.
To mix ammonia and bleach together? I mean, it's pretty much... So you're not...
With how little it is.
Urine's not pure ammonia.
Yeah.
There's ammonia in it. You wouldn't have long, but I mean, if you just peed in it and you capped it, you would have...
Make sure you pull back really quick.
And it's not... I don't...
You know,
I mean, again, I'm not a chemist. I don't
Yeah.
think it would, like, over-pressurize and pop the lid. But you would have...
Especially now with her dribbles of bleach in there.
Yeah. I mean, there's enough bleach, but it's like pure bleach. It's like Clorox bleach. And then he's going to have urine.
Which isn't pure ammonia, but
You are gonna. Oh, never mind. I'm
You guys
not
are
there.
gonna get
Never mind.
real
I'm not there.
No,
Never
no,
mind.
so, I mean...
there is a bathroom.
If you know more about piss bleach bombs, please chime in.
So first off,
Back and back.
well, I don't think it will create pressure. I'd have to look that one up. But
I don't think it would.
'Cause there's
you
not
have-
enough, and there's
you
like a
really,
lot of...
you really only have a couple of seconds before the vapors are created.
It's going to start off-gassing, like, immediately. It won't be as
you
bad
will,
if it was pure
and you'll
bleach.
see it inside the container. Like you will see it, and
Maybe-
it will probably generate a little bit of heat because it's a chemical reaction.
Maybe whoever has the highest logic when you guys get to the point of specialization, chemistry might be a decent option.
I have a 41 in logic.
Well, when you get it up to 50, you might want to take chemistry.
So eventually you might want to make a pee bomb. Or
Yeah,
something.
that's what I want to do. But I'm like trying to figure out like how long would I have enough for someone to pee in it and then probably chuck
So
it.
give me a flat logic check.
Okay.
You'd be better off with somebody standing there holding the bottle ready to cap it.
No. Wait, no.
64.
So you're not sure.
Yeah.
You're not sure. You
I mean,
know
I'm
that
not sure.
ammonia plus bleach equals bad.
Yeah, it creates.
She just walks over to you, holding them to the bottle. He's like,
Pee in this.
I need you to feel
take out
this.
your pants here. What?
We're not that close.
Yeah, it is the apocalypse.
It's the apocalypse that happens.
All right. So, with that being said, we are going to go back to our other group. On the
It's a
map,
good idea, possibly.
we have
So
Mitch.
this.
We have Mitch is huddled up. Let me zoom in a little bit more.
But see, that's probably deadly.
So Jesse's
With a shit
car.
ton. Ours is deadly with a little.
Jesse's car is currently. So Mitch, you wouldn't see this.
Nope.
Colin,
I'm listening real hard.
Gabe,
Putting all
and
your focus into this.
Matt would start to see smoldering, like very dark smoke, essentially like smoldering upholstery, so chemical smoke.
Mhm. I'm pretty sure I'm like pressed up against, and I've got. I mean, even when I have to brake too hard, like you get that jolt.
Yeah.
And so I'm probably pressed up against the wall, just shaking a bit.
Oh, you're so seconds have passed. You just sprinted. Your adrenaline is still surging through your body. Like you'll experience the crash later. Like right now, you're not feeling anything other than like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, press up against the wall. Oh god, oh god, oh god. And you're wearing full on with the mask on, so you don't really hear much either. Like you're wearing a fireman's helmet.
It might be for the best. I'll probably try and close my eyes and slow my breathing.
Okay. So you start to take some we do like the breathing box, like 4 seconds in, hold it for 4 seconds, 4 seconds out, hold it for 5 seconds, try to get your heartbeat to come back. So you start to do some controlled breathing exercises.
I will take off the helmet because I want to listen. I want to hear.
All right. So give me perception display.
Oh. Right.
How much you felt like?
A lot? 40?
At least. I failed by 36.
So
Awful.
because your adrenaline is so hard and
Probably
so high,
hearing
you
my
hear the
heartbeat.
heartbeat hammering in your ears. But at the very edge of it, you hear the telltale scream. If it was just like a single, bless you. If it was like a single screamer, you probably wouldn't hear it. But it's
Like
a bunch.
20.
It's a bunch. You knew there was about 20 when you drove by, and you were able to keep eyes on most of them as you're driving. But through the semi-accident, you kind of lost track.
The intentional accident.
Yeah, you don't you can't really get a beat on where they're at, but they don't sound super close through your muffled hearing. Is there anything you wanted to do, or you're just waiting?
I'm going to make as little noise as possible.
So remember, you have the radio still.
Turn it off.
Right now, if this has been seconds since that,
It has. You literally
Then-
grab the radio and you
then I
sprinted through the
wouldn't
building.
right now. I probably got knife in one hand with the helmet, not ready to attack.
Okay.
And I've got probably white knuckling the radio in the other hand and just.
Okay. All right, so then we're going to go to Gabe. You're in the lead vehicle, and you are on kind of an overlook. You're at elevation, not crazy, maybe I think looking at it from street view, maybe like a 20-foot elevation. You're on a dirt access road, kind of running parallel almost to the main road. You saw Mitch kind of clip a curb. Pretty much, you saw the car swerve a little bit, and he jumped out, chucked a flare in, and took off running. You see him run around. You lose sight of him around the side of a building, but you don't see him come back out. So safe to assume he's on the other side of that. And you start, as you're driving along, you haven't stopped yet, you start to see Jesse's car start to smolder, and thick, acrid black smoke start, not a ton of it, but start to come out the open door. And Matt he's white knuckling the shotgun in the seat next to you. You have about, I know you can't see it, but about 100 yards ahead of you, the dirt road cuts to the right and takes you back to the road that would literally lead to where Mitch is hiding. On the main road, the what you see is about 15 to 16 zombies is making its way towards the car. They're about at the roundabout. So for those of you who can see the map, they're right about here, making a beeline for the car. They're about 40. Let me see. I love this ruler. This is like the coolest thing ever. They're about 200 feet. I'm really bad at estimating distances. They're about 200 feet from 270 feet from the car. So it's going to take them at a sprint. It's going to take them some time to get there, but they haven't changed direction yet. And you've seen them when you were fleeing the apartment. You saw them kind of in a flocking manner. They have not changed direction yet. Safe to assume they did not either notice or they don't care about Mitch. So what are your intentions?
Okay, so they're 400 away from the car. How far am I from the house he's hiding behind?
All right, so I said you're right about here.
Right, you know.
What here? So man, I suck at this. In 330 feet, the road you're on cuts to the right. So you're gonna get to there because you're moving in a vehicle a little bit slow. You're probably matching them speed for speed because you're driving along a bumpy road. So you're gonna get to this 90-degree turn in a little bit after they're gonna get to Jesse's car. Then from there, it's actually exactly apparently because Google. It's about 250 feet to where Mitch is hiding. And then you could continue along the dirt road, or you could just go straight onto the main road, with or without him in the vehicle, depending on how you feel about Mitch. So you have, in game terms, if you're probably going around 20 miles an hour on this dirt track. So you probably have about 10 seconds till you got to make the turn, and then another 6 or 7 seconds till you could be pulled up next to where Mitch is, assuming nothing interferes and nothing else happens.
A lot of assumptions.
I have a question about the Skype.
The sky? It's up.
The Skype.
Well, Skype. What about it?
Am I on the computer with the Google map?
No.
No, unfortunately.
Never mind then.
Yeah, because you can share a screen.
So, again, between this session and the next session, we have D&D every other Friday. I'm going to bring my laptop set up. We're going to work out how to get Gabe in. I'm going to do some tests, figure out how to get him so we can share screens, do stuff like that. So I apologize to Gabe. Sorry we weren't able to make something better. But at least we can hear you, and you don't sound like you're choking on a robo-dick. Like when we first started. So, but no, next time we should have it worked out pretty well.
Okay. Matt still has the other radio, right?
Yes.
So it's about 220 from the current.
Yep. You're just roughly 300 feet from the turn and another 250 feet from Mitch. So about 550 feet worth of driving at about 20 miles an hour. And they're sprinting towards the car, and they've got about 300 feet to cover.
I'm going to tell Matt to whisper to Mitch that none of those zombies have broken off, heading towards the car.
Right.
And if he wants to start ducking around and making his way down towards that turn, we'll pull up slowly to where they don't hear or notice us.
Okay. So Matt relays that, and Mitch, you hear, because you're white knuckling the radio, so you hear you kind of feel. So you're wearing the gloves. You feel like a slight vibration against your glove.
Real quick, Gabe, I just sent you a picture.
Oh, nice.
There it is.
There's
You are the red dot, and you can see the green shack I'm hiding behind.
Nice. So you feel this vibration. If you press the radio up against your ear, you hear Matt. You hear Matt on the other side, and he's saying, we're up on the ridge where we can see you, and you look up and you can see them. You can see their convoy. You see the dust trail behind them. You see a flare, and then further back you see a couple figures. I mean, this is like a ways back. You see a couple figures, not quickly but slowly making their way towards the flare, following the noise, following the light. And this is a ways back. And you see. Well, do you peek around the corner towards where you came from?
No.
No.
I will whisper back, go along the dirt road in front of me. Slowly, I will jog to the car, get the back door unlocked.
Okay. Colin, what are you doing? So you hear this. You're on the same radio channel as them. You hear this conversation back and forth. So again, Gabe's right about you. You're right behind him. You can also see Mitch. You see the horde of zombies. They're still pouring towards the car where you see smoke now starting to come out of it. So you see the same situation they see. You hear the radio chatter back and forth.
What's the distance from where I am to where the zombies are?
From the zombies?
Yeah. Just...
They're right at about the roundabout. So you're about 417.81 feet. Not to be too specific.
Alright, yeah, because freaking ambulance makes a lot of noise.
Lots. Which is the point.
I meant when the sirens are not on.
Yeah. Well, you're creeping along. You guys are going about 15, 20 miles an hour on a bumpy dirt road.
Yeah.
But they're
preoccupied with the fire.
There's a giant fire.
Well, I didn't know if visual stimuli was more distracting to them than audio. Exactly. Yeah.
They're very stimuli based. You remember from your time up on the mountain. I know so maybe this is supposition on my point, but I know when I hike, I listen to podcasts.
Yep.
Like I have a little Bluetooth speaker that I listen to on lower volume so I don't piss off the other hikers.
Yep.
And I'm not the stealthiest person in real life. And you heard crashing through the brush.
Okay.
And you were attacked suddenly, so something drew it to you. And then you've seen them since. You remember when you lit up the ambulance siren, yeah. They snapped to you like you were the newest ish on the scene.
Yep. All right. I mean, I'm gonna follow. Gabe, you said you were going after Mitch, right?
And you hear this on the radio chatter. So Mitch says back, whispering back and forth.
You see that dirt road that's just past the green shack? Like, yes. I'm going to be heading like towards the highway. I'm going to be just kind of jogging.
I'm gonna prep
that.
I'm gonna prep another flare just in case. Like, I'm not gonna set it off.
Once he starts
I'm gonna have one in my hand so that, like, should they come after me, I'm gonna fuck.
So yeah, once he starts that turn in, that's when I start like jogging.
Because this would be like towards the end of this. It doesn't go all the way to 95, but towards the end of this, I'd say probably halfway between Charleston and the 95 is where the downloaded map would end. So after that, it would be just like the gray, non-resolute Google map.
Yeah. This
would be like you actually see what's out there. So you wouldn't be able to see the dirt roads beyond that.
Okay.
So you would see, and Gabe, the dirt road that Mitch is talking about does continue on for a ways. There's 2 turnoffs, and then you get to some buildings that all connect back down to the road that leads you out to 95.
Right.
Okay. So,
Mitch, many words.
Is there anything you want to do between when they pull up and when you get there?
I mean, as soon as I see him pull up, I'm just jogging to the back door and gonna hop in and say, go.
Okay. So as Gabe, Matt, and Colin make their way down towards the 90-degree turn, obviously they're keeping an eye on the zombies. They make it to the car before they make it to the turn. They were going much slower, trying to be quieter. As the lead zombies get there, you see the car, the level of smoke has rapidly increased. And you see the first one and the second one and the third one, they're all just jamming themselves into the car. And the rest of them start to try to mash their way in.
It's better than I thought. You better get my kill count ready. It's about to go way up.
And then you see the crowd disperse a little bit, and 3 flaming figures emerge back out of the car and just start to run around. And the other ones are they're not attacking those ones, but they're following those ones. They're drawn to the sound and to the sight of it. The burning zombies are here, and the ones that are burning are running around, and one of them actually starts to run towards Mitch's location. That one hasn't drawn any followers. The other two are more milling around the car. Gabe, Matt, and Colin, give me a perception plus 20.
Sight-based?
What is Matt's perception?
Oh, I failed.
Matt's perception is 50.
Oh, then he passed.
So with a
63.
I failed by 20.
Or is the 50 with the plus?
50 plus 20. So
Okay,
his is
then
a
yeah.
70.
Then yeah, he passed.
So Gabe, what'd you get?
I asked if it was sight-based.
Yes.
Oh, so close. I passed with a 72.
Only a 72.
I
So-
failed by 20.
So Legolas and
I
Matt,
did 74.
so you've been kind of watching this herd. Looking back along the trail, you see 3 of the original 20 have fallen out, and they're dragging limp legs behind. You see 3 are on fire, and that leaves. So there's 17 left in the group. 3 which are on fire currently. 2 are still around the car, plus the other 15. There's one not making a beeline for Mitch, but it's on fire and just kind of running around and flailing because it can't really see anything. So there's still really bad math. Still 15 intact, not on fire zombies hoarded up around Jesse's now openly on fire car. You hear Mitch, you doing your breathing, you hear the screaming, and you start to hear these like popping noises as different things in the vehicle start to combust. You hear a lot of like boom. Like the airbag deploys inside of Jesse's car.
And all the chemicals attached to that probably light up real quick.
Driving down, as you continue along the route, you're those of you that are driving, you're just about to. So Gabe, in the picture that Mitch sent you, you're on the dirt road. You're just about to the paved road, and you start to make that left turn.
And as soon as he starts to make that turn, that's when
You
jog onto the road.
You see Matt, like kind of half lean back, half cocked back in the seat, pop open the rear right passenger door.
Yeah, and I'll just like run and just kind of dive in,
Yeah.
and then say go.
As
If he's not going fast, it's fine. Gabe's jumped out of my car when I was moving, and jumped in it.
There goes dice.
He's got the dicey over there.
Your puns.
So as you dive
You've used that one before.
He
have.
used
It's
it
the
like
easiest
4
one.
times.
as you're coming towards Matt, he makes eye contact with you, and then you see his eyes look past you, and his eyes go wide.
That sounds like Matt. His eyes just go wide now.
Do you look back?
Nope.
So you keep running.
Yep.
Colin,
Looking back makes
You
you go
see-
slower.
5 feet behind Mitch, a burning zombie, flat out sprint, running for him. Roll me athletics.
Me?
Mitch.
Oh. I was like, why me? I'm in a vehicle.
Athletics, so you already had a head start. So you already are at a flat run. Give me athletics plus 20.
If I had known he was that close, like if I had heard he was that close, I would have done something different. But I will reroll with my last sigil.
It's only 10 o'clock. Would you like to earn a sigil? GM intervention, would you like to earn a sigil? By fighting an on fire screaming zombie. Not necessarily 1v1, because there is a vehicle with 2 other people in there, and you're wearing a flame retardant fireman suit.
Okay, because yes, I will do that then. Instead of spending.
So hold up. So it's going to tackle you.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's going to lunge at you.
So, like I said, if I had heard it that close, I would not have just tried to run.
Right. Well, it was making a beeline in your direction, and then when the vehicles came down, it drew its attention. That was the roll. Like, would it have noticed? And it passed very well its perception check, even with a negative because it was fucking on fire. So, GM intervention, it's one of the things we mentioned a couple times, we would never really have done. So my job is to add threat and interest to the party. Knowing that Mitch is low on sigils, I can give him an opportunity to earn one by saying, hey, if you do X, Y, and Z, you can earn a sigil. So I've given him the opportunity to engage a burning screamer zombie.
So now I'll have 2?
You will.
If I win?
Well, no, you have agreed to it. So you will not have +1 to whatever you had.
Okay, so I have 2.
You're either going to have
+1
or you're going to die.
So it is going to, and without rolling, it is going to jump and lunge, and it's going to hit you.
Do I get to dodge?
You didn't know it was there, so it's just going to hit you. Now I will do a fight, and if it passes, I will give you the opportunity to react to keep your balance.
Okay.
So it has to pass.
Okay.
And only so the way fighting works in
negative
this,
with big
it does. Oh, it does. It's on fire. So it took a negative to its perception. That's why I was like, oh shit, I actually passed. Thank you for the dice, Mitch. So the way combat works here is like, let's say I attack you, Chris. If I fail, you don't have to do anything.
Okay.
If I succeed, you get the chance to counter, be it dodge with your athletics or a fight or something. So usually dodging, you're gonna either dodge or you're gonna fight. To deflect it, to block, you can parry, you can counter. There's a bunch of different stuff you can do. And with specializations, you can kind of create your own how you would do it. So if I pass, it's fight. It's going to take a -20 because it's on fire, and you're both running, so it's already a harder check. But it's essentially just lunging out and swiping. That's what it's doing.
Cross your fingers, kids.
So its fight is 60, so it has to get a 40 or below. And it did not. So it lunges out, and you feel like you're wearing full fire suit, but it's in your SUV as it's going.
I can see the reflection.
You can. As Matt opens the door and his eyes go wide, you look and you see a burning figure lunging out at you, and it hits your shoulder, like this is a glancing blow, and it lunges out and hits you. Now we're going to enter to combat timing. So basically, Colin, you're involved because you're in the follow vehicle.
Yep.
Matt's involved, Gabe's involved, Mitch is involved, it's involved. Its athletic score is 60. Does the 4 of you have a higher score than athletics of 60? All right. So it goes first, but that essentially, I'm going to use that as its turn. It initiate an attack. So it's going to be Mitch. Gabe's currently driving. Matt is currently holding a door open. Colin is currently driving. So on your turns, you have to choose what you're going to do for this situation.
All right. I already have an idea. Let me go first, and we'll see how well this works.
Okay.
So
you've taken the helmet off, so you would have.
I have it in my hand.
Yeah.
So as soon as I feel it like glance, I will plant and twist, and I just want to clock it with the helmet.
All right. So for melee, do you want to aim? Are you just trying to hit it, or do you want to aim?
I want to aim.
All right. So with
-10.
Right. With melee, it's a -10, but you go that turn.
Mm-hmm.
You take a -10 to your roll, and then you can shift up to your entire fight skill, the hit location.
All right.
With shoot, you have to take your turn, then you shoot on the next round.
All right. Because, you know what? It's only right that I spend this during this fight.
Okay.
Plus, it's cool. So that'll put me at 78 for my fight. So
All right.
68 with the -10.
Yep.
And I rolled a 14.
So 14, switch is 41, so that's hit location left arm. You can shift that up to your entire fight skill.
Which I will do to the head.
Naturally. So you're going to do 14 damage. It is going to try and dodge.
Plus a helmet. Just light.
Honestly, as a fireman's helmet, they're pretty sturdy.
So maybe medium?
What kind of
I would
armor
say
would you call it?
medium. I would say
Soft,
medium.
sturdy, or strong?
Sturdy.
Sturdy.
Literally-
So armor class for it is 25. Do you just want to do that then?
Sure.
Because it's an armor.
Sure. That works. So if you ever beat someone to death with your leather armor, we'll know how to handle that. All right. So it is going to attempt to dodge.
Okay.
And talking with Raikon, because he's awesome like that. In the previous episodes, I had used their actual athletic score for the lifeless ones, and their athletic score is garbage because they're undead. So I was rolling well above that and failing miserably. He suggested in melee combat always use fight as their skill, but it is on fire, so it's going to take a negative 20 to its fight, and its fight again is 60. So I have to. What'd you roll?
14.
Okay.
Is that? Do I add the damage now and he has to beat the damage?
No. So it's 14. If I pass better than a 14, it just deflects the blow.
Okay.
If I fail, the damage is added to your attack. Damn it. Alright, so I failed with a 47, so you add 7 damage to your attack. So you did 14 plus 25.
Okay,
Which
so
brings
that'd
it
be
to
39
plus 7.
So
46.
46 damage, which is
That's a significant, right?
significant wound to the head. Yep. So it's going to take a negative 15 penalty to anything he uses his head for, like perception, which is already right there with you.
Yeah.
All right. So now that leaves the other player character's turn. So now it's between. We'll have Matt just do the last action, unless you guys want him to take an action because he's not here. So it's up to Gabe and Colin.
So you just watched me plant my foot and just crack this zombie in the head with the helmet.
I have no issues.
So
with
the way it looks to you.
I told him I made no promises he wouldn't die tonight.
So you Colin, you see this. You have the best view of this, other than Matt, because he's like in the splash zone. You see this, and in the last
How
minute,
far am I from the car?
you're like feet, like you were a
Okay.
few feet away from the car. It just happened in the last second,
Okay.
like bursts of speed to catch up to you. If you hadn't, I would make you do an athletics check to like dive in the car. But this is way cooler. So you see this, Colin, in the last few seconds, it was like flailing around, saw the car, and like bursts of speed chased after Mitch, and swiped at him. And he turns around and literally just wheels around and nails this thing. Just I'm imagining it's one of those like with the hard bill.
Yep.
And then the bill just catches it right in the mouth. You see the head like whip crack back.
You hit that thing hard enough, it's gonna break the jaw.
And you see a few teeth like literally go flying. And this thing, it's not like fully like Dragon Ball Z on fire where it's, ah! But I mean,
Come on, bro, hit it harder.
It's on fire and it's flying around. You start to see like most of the clothes have burned away by now. You start to see the skin underneath is starting to char and turn black. Like it's taking damage as turns pass.
Yep.
I'm guessing like minor per.
Yeah, it's taking like minor to significant depending on the location. So it is up between Gabe and Colin, and again, unless you want Matt to take an action, but he's literally craned back over the seat. Like he was in the passenger seat, so he reached around behind, grabbed the handle, and pushed open.
Personally, I think we should have Matt take a turn because me and Gabe are both driving.
Okay. What do you
And
want Matt to do?
How far is the zombie from the door?
The zombie's right behind Mitch, and Mitch is about 5 feet from the door, and the car's still moving. So after a
So
turn,
I'm gonna stop.
you're gonna stop, but the Gabe is still in motion until he declares that he's stopping. So if you so in each combat turn lasts approximately like your turn lasts about 5 seconds. Like you doing a thing lasts about 5 seconds. So in that 5 seconds, you could hit the brakes and get out of the car. Hit the brakes, pull a weapon. Like it's not you hit the brakes, your turn's over.
So I guess what I'm getting at is, if he's on the passenger side of my vehicle, who is closer to us, him or flaming zombie?
Me.
Damn, never mind.
You're following. So it's Gabe's vehicle. Matt.
I was gonna have
Mitch,
Matt kick
zombie.
the door open and slam the zombie with it, but that wouldn't work.
It's already in front of Mitch. Like he opened it, and Mitch was kind of ready to jump in.
Got it. Okay. Matt, get up and help him.
All right. So what do you do, Gabe?
So Matt would basically let go of the door. The car is still moving.
Yeah, he's
would-
in my car,
Yeah,
which
he-
Gabe is driving.
I thought it was with me.
No.
No, he's in Mitch's car.
Oh, then never mind. I wouldn't be saying this because I thought.
I mean, you could maybe.
I thought we both got in the ambulance
you're just
together.
you're willing it into existence. Don't let your dream stay a dream.
Nope, I'm good.
So, well, I'm saying, like, do you guys want Matt to take an action?
Yes.
Okay, so Matt will let go of the door.
Mm-hmm.
The car's still rolling.
Right.
He will.
That's what I was saying. What does Gabe want to do?
He will grip the shotgun and look over at Gabe and hold an action, essentially to hop out and engage when he can. So Gabe,
I will stop.
Okay, you will stop. So like I said, you can stop and do something. Like you currently have a 9mm that Matt handed you, plus a baseball bat, which I imagine when you guys hop in your vehicle, you just kind of like set somewhere where you can grab it quickly. But you are on the opposite side of the vehicle from where they're at. So you stop the vehicle, park, and then what?
I'm away in the vehicle. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you're staying in. All right.
All right.
So then it is Matt's turn. We'll go do Matt.
I want Matt to open the door and hop out.
Yeah.
And if he were to fire, since we've moved forward a little bit,
he would have it. You would not be obstructing the shot. He would have a clear line of sight on the zombie.
Let's do it.
Sweet. Oh man, Matt, you should have really been here, buddy. You could have fired the shotgun. All right, so Matt is not going to aim. He's just going to point blank shot, and he's just going to take a shot at the zombie.
What's his shoot score?
His shoot score, and Matt will use the sigil.
Yeah.
+5 for flanking.
Cool.
+10 for point blank.
Yeah, no, it's just a shotgun. Like he's just
Buckshot, or is it a slug?
They're buckshots as far as we knew.
Yeah, they're buckshots. They found it in a closet like hunting gear.
The reason I asked is I want to see if within.
That's why I asked if I would be in the way.
Matt's shoot is 52, so it's going to be 77.
Hey, that's a 68. Yeah.
Plus the damage for a shotgun,
Which is a medium, right?
68. So the flip would be right leg.
Let me know when I can react to that.
Okay. So right leg and damage of a shotgun. Slug shell. It says slug shell shotgun is a medium heavy.
Medium range, heavy damage.
Yeah, but it's a slug. But buckshot at close range, I think, would still be just as damaging as a slug.
So that's +30.
Well, slug would likely rip you in half.
Right. But I'm saying buckshot close up, because buckshot's supposed to spread out over a distance.
Depending, I mean, it'll probably put you full of some pretty big holes.
So-
geez,
so
at least.
He's up close. So
Yeah.
it's
So that's 98 damage
so
to the leg.
That's
So he
kind of
just blows
destroyed.
its leg out.
so this is like some Jason Statham transporter shit. So Gabe like stomps the brakes. Matt, in one like fluid motion, lets go of the door, grabs the shotgun back up, pops the door, whips around, and just as soon as he draws a bead on the zombie, kicks the shotgun. And he didn't really have the chance to plant himself extremely well. It was very reactionary. So it does kick him back. It spins him back into the door itself. Wham! And you feel the concussion from this, because this is like feet away from you.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually feel a pellet like glance off your fireman jacket. Or maybe it was a couple, you're not sure. You're hopped up on adrenaline. And you look over and you see this on fire zombie, and it takes a step towards you, and as soon as its right leg hits the ground, it just falls, because where there was a thigh is now this ragged, just chunks of flesh missing. You see bone exposed. It just took the full brunt of a shotgun blast, buckshot, right to the thigh muscle, and it goes down in a heap to its right side. So now, Colin, is your turn to.
Yeah. So since
you essentially just stop, so you still have.
I put the vehicle in park. So I am going to open my door, get out, light a flare, throw it, light a flare, and throw it.
Give me 2 mic checks.
Oh God.
Just to see how far you throw it, and then tell me what direction.
Go, spindly man.
I rolled a 79 and I have a 30.
What? Your leg goes up like You failed. I get to make you make girly noises when you
And a,
fail.
and a 70. And a 70. I'm going to burn a sigil.
Burn, don't you
Use
mean?
No, I meant burn.
Oh.
I meant burn.
Start taking it literally.
To reroll. Yeah, right? To reroll.
Which one?
Either.
Yes.
I have a 30 might score.
So right now I'm just trying to see.
And a 78. I'm done.
Okay, so you.
He just
If
like
they-
rolls them across the
If they
hood of
fell
the
in front of me,
ambulance.
I'm gonna pick them back up and chuck them
No,
again.
so you throw the flares, and they go maybe like 15 feet down. So
That's
you,
more than I thought
y'all
he
are
was gonna
parked
do.
about right here. Well, I mean, his intent was to throw a flare like towards the group.
No, I wasn't trying to throw them towards the zombies. I was trying to throw them away from us.
Yeah, like toward where? Like, show me. So you guys are right
Down
here.
the
Yep.
hill.
South, where? The south, north, south, west, east. Where are we trying to throw them?
Like down the hill and like towards the traffic circle, basically so that we can
This
so that we can drive down this little service road here to the right side of the screen and get out. Because that shotgun blast is going to draw everything. So I'm trying to give them a new thing to be distracted by.
Yeah. All right. So the first
Really
one,
are
the first
so
flare, you pop out of the ambulance and you pop the first flare, and you throw it. You go to throw it over the ambulance, and it clears it. You're not sure how far it went. And you're like, cool. And you pop
Can
the
I still
second
hear
one.
it?
You hear going over. Yeah, it's lit. You didn't fail to light it. It was a mic check.
No. I meant like depending on how far away it is.
You hear a thud, not too far away.
Damn it, okay.
And then you go to light the second one, and you throw it, but it like slips, and it hits. Now I need you to roll me an athletics check.
Oh, God.
Actually, luck check.
Okay,
Catch
good.
it.
Yeah. I rolled a 3.
Oh, okay.
This double zeros is a 0,
Yes.
right? Okay, yeah. So
You
I rolled
succeeded.
a 3, and go figure. My luck is a 50. My athletics and my might are both 30s.
So at the last second, because you're just trying to like rapid fire throw these flares out.
Yep.
Good idea. Bad execution. So the first one goes somewhere over the ambulance. The second one, at the last second, it kind of like fumbles it in your hand and it hits the ambulance right in front of you and ricochets, and you see it coming right for your face. And at the last second, you duck it and it sails, and you feel. I mean, this is.
Oh yeah,
heat.
you'll feel that.
You feel the heat go right
It
past
hurts.
your ear.
It hurts.
And you start patting your hair out, and you feel your hand comes away with some like burnt hair. So you have like a nice little track mark on the side of your head.
Now it smells too.
And that smells like burning hair.
Yeah, fine.
It's okay. It probably already reeks of burning hair and burning lots of things in this area.
Sure.
It's not a pleasant smell around here. All right, so that is the end of the first combat round. Back to the Zambi. It is going to swipe out at Mitch. You are the closest target.
Yeah.
It is going to take some negatives. It's not,
I fucking hope so.
Some.
so you are in superior position for your dodge, so you'll get that. Or dodge or fight, whatever you choose.
If he succeeds.
If it succeeds, and Matt is right next to it. It does have some burn wounds to his arm. It's going to just lash out at you. It's on his right arm. Kind of fell. It took a step at you. It fell towards the right, almost towards Matt a little bit. And it sees you, and it's going to lunge, like mostly upper torso strength, and swipe out at you with its left hand. It's kind of like upper thigh level.
Okay. Does its perception come into play with it damaged vision at all?
No, it's just all negatives to it. Like it's just taking a consistent -20 to pretty much everything because everything is damaged now.
Even with the new damaged leg?
It's not using his leg. Like if it was to his arm, it would take the commensurate level of negative to the arm check.
But at least you have a +40 in superior position.
So it passes. Now you have the opportunity, before I tell you what I got, to dodge/fight, your choice. You do have +40 with so +45 because flanking with Matt and superior position.
Okay.
So you're just trying to
I choose which one.
Yes, you choose to either dodge out of the way or fight. Your fighting is not going to do damage to it. It's just going to deflect the blow. Your
Okay.
dodge is just it moves out of the way.
In narrative, as he lunges, I'll probably, since I had brought that like helmet up, I probably would have just like sweeped and bring up the helmet again to either whack the hand away or clock it,
So
just to
it's-
push it back.
All right, so it's fight plus 45.
Mm-hmm. Which puts me at 98.
Burn sigil.
90.
Okay.
So you passed.
Yeah, I did. I
So
passed
actually-
fantastically.
Yeah.
You did
That's
outstanding. Unreal.
that's an unreal success. But this is just a reaction kind of thing. It's not like I.
So I'm going to pause recording for 1 second just to clarify, because if you're fighting and trying to swat something away, in my mind that would still do damage. So I'm going to pause recording for just 1 second. All right, we're back. I took a quick look through the rulebook and I didn't see anything that spells it out specifically. I'll chat with Rycon in between gaming weeks. For now, we'll do a house rule. If you are using fight to deflect a attack, it's just the normal fight skill. If you want to do a fight to cause damage, it'll be the same as an aimed attack, so you take a -10. Mitch, with his roll, if he were to try and do damage, he would have actually failed. So in this case, he just bats the arm away with the helmet. It swipes out at you, and since you had the helmet cocked back from the last blow, you see the arm coming for your thigh, and you just like, no! And you smack down at the hand, and it just kind of falls short of hitting you. And then it comes back to the player turns. Matt is outside, he's braced himself against the car door. Gabe, you're sitting in the driver's seat. Colin, you just had a near face burn experience with a flare. And Mitch, you are now standing over top of a burning prone zombie.
All right. I will just shout, "Go!" and turn and hop in the car. My doors don't.
Still open.
Yeah, it's really my doors don't close on their own unless you push them.
So it's about 10 feet. 10 feet. It's about 5 feet in front of you, so you could easily run up and hop in.
Yeah.
So you hop in.
And I'll close the door behind me.
Close the door. Matt hops in.
Close the door behind him.
Colin, you see this. You hear go, go, go.
I jump right back in my ambulance and follow the herd.
All right, Gabe, you
Off
see
the
everybody
zombie.
hop in the car, and you do what?
Start going once everyone's in the car.
All right, let me actually switch to the map instead of the other thing I was looking at. All right, Colin. Actually, everybody give me perception plus 20.
Everyone.
Minus Dakota and Chris.
Okay.
Sorry, everyone minus you two because you're 12 miles on the road.
44 out of 66.
Allegedly.
What's the max?
44 out of 62.
There's like a 50, right?
Matt has a 50 perception.
Matt passed. I did not. Of course, I'm probably laying in the back seat.
So the rest of you that did pass, out your passenger window, Matt sees, Colin sees, Gabe sees. Beyond the flaming zombie, you see running through these stones. Some are tripping and falling. Like you see
Those big boulders.
the boulders. They are solely focused on you because you've made movement, and the shotgun blast drew them all to you like moths to a flame. No pun intended. You see the remainder of the horde beelining for your direction at speed. But again, some are tripping up and falling. You see some bashing their heads against the rocks. Some aren't getting back up. And you continue on down this.
Probably picking up a bit more speed.
Yeah, again, Mitch, you're now. Gabe, you're in the lead vehicle. Mitch, you're in the back right seat. Colin, you see this as they continue on. And you continue on down this dirt path. Again, being on a dirt path, if you want to go at speed, it's going to be a little more difficult. If you want to just maintain a safe speed, it won't necessarily be that hard. But you do have a horde of sprinting zombies coming up on you. So Gabe, what are your intentions as you go down this dirt path?
Considering the fastest speed man has clocked at peak performance, I'm sure we can go a safe speed and stay ahead of him.
Okay. So you all clip along at about, let's call it like 20 miles an hour sustained. Looking in the rearview mirror, Colin, you see maybe 10 zombies remain. You see the dust trail, so you can't get a specific head count, but darting in and out of the clouds, slowly starting to fall behind as you maintain your about 20, 25 mile an hour pace.
I'm going to take my last flare.
Yeah. All right, so out the window goes
Right
the
out
last
the
flare.
window. Yep.
I will kind of like lean over the seats just to probably. Next real turn in. Go ahead and get back on the road.
Looking down at your helmet, there's actually a tooth lodged on the top of the bills.
Just kind of throw it in the back seat.
And
And then
that's the last flare that I have in the cabin with me.
Okay.
throw it in the back seat, slump into the middle, and put on a seatbelt.
And Matt
Safety first.
Matt definitely has a seatbelt. So Dakota and Chris, I gave the group
Yeah.
one reminder at the very, very start of the game to buckle their belts.
Oh, I don't think I wasn't there for that, so I'm gonna buckle mine too.
So that's why I am reiterating now. So I give out one reminder to buckle your seatbelts. So in the event of a crash, if you have not declared, I get in, I buckle my seatbelt. If you have not declared it, I treat it as if you do not have a belt on, and physics will result. So crash test.
I buckle.
All right, so you make your way down this dirt path, and Colin, again in the rear view, you see less and less sign to the point where eventually you don't see any zombies behind you. Looking to your right along the road, Mitch, Matt, and Gabe, you would remember the drive-in. There's the occasional abandoned vehicle. You see more, but not to the point where it's clogged. You see more abandoned vehicles than when you first came up here, like a day and a half ago, a couple of days ago.
Cool.
Nothing crazy, but a little bit more evidence of higher occupancy of some variety in the Mount Charleston area. Until, Gabe, you're driving along and you see a group of buildings up ahead on your left, and you see a road that cuts to the right that you can see leads to the main drag, which Mitch said to go ahead and take. I'm assuming you're going to take that road.
Be defiant.
Yes? Gabe? Gabe takes the road.
I did the road.
Okay. So he's going to continue on. Throughout the drive, you all continue to see kind of the increased signs of activity. Driving along, Colin, this is new to you. Like when you came up here to go hiking, this was just a road. You saw traffic. So this is the first time you've ever really seen this, and you're having flashbacks of like The Walking Dead and any like disaster movie where there's just abandoned vehicles, some of which have something splattered along the insides of the window. You see some movement in some cars.
Do any of them say play?
Play? No, not these ones. You continue along your journey. You don't really have to duck and weave any cars. It's a very long, windy path. Every once in a while, you have to stop and get out, move a car out of the way, pop it in neutral. Fortunately, anytime there's a blockage, the cars are left wide open, keys in the ignition, no sign of the occupants. Whether that's fortunate or unfortunate, that's you. Continue along, make sure I didn't miss it.
No, you've got 12 miles to go.
I know, but I'm zoomed out halfway to space.
There it is.
All right, until you're driving along. Mitch, you're riding in the back, so you're paying attention.
Matt does know what my Jeep looks like.
So I need Matt and Mitch to both roll me a perception plus 20.
Would you like to roll for Matt since I'm rolling for me?
Yes.
I passed.
As did Matt. All right. What did you pass by? How many points did you pass by?
33.
Roll me a logic plus 33.
Cool. Also pass.
That is Dakota's Jeep, parked on the left-hand side of the road in front of a house. With your perception scores and with mass perception scores, you also see 3 zombies and a fast zombie. One running around.
Okay.
I'm going to switch back to Dakota and Chris.
Okay.
Alright.
So what are y'all have been doing this time?
Trying
Wait,
to convince
wait.
him to piss in a bottle.
Piss in this bottle for me. No, I was going to.
Go.
I'll make you. Drink some toilet water.
Just milk it.
Some pillow water?
Toilet water.
Oh, toilet water.
Have
I was
some
like,
toilet water.
I heard pillow water too.
Oh,
so-
I was just
pillow
like-
water.
okay, I thought I was like, wait, what the
Stick a
fuck?
pillow
Is like,
under
is
a
that like
faucet,
pillow
just-
talk, but in water form?
You just hold the pillow over his face until he agrees to drink the water, or you waterboard him
I
with a pillow.
don't think my might or fight is that strong.
So, since the last time you all had done an action till now, I would say at least 10 to 15 minutes have passed between drive time and what they did. So in those 10 to 15 minutes, would there have been anything you would want to do?
Yeah, after I found the bleach, I would have wanted to see which way the master bedroom window is looking out.
After
So-
she forced him to pee in it.
So
No.
the master bedroom window is looking out over the front yard towards the road that you drove in.
So I can see my Jeep.
Yes, you can see you basically can peek out, you see your Jeep, you see the 4 zombies.
Hmm.
There are still, the 3 lifeless ones have kind of started to wander off a little bit.
But they're still within.
They're still close enough to be a threat. And the faster, the more alert one is still very close. Like you can see it, you kind of look out through the window and down, and you see it like going up to one of the downstairs windows and sniffing. You see it going to the door, and you can't hear it, but you see it doing like a action.
One thing I wanted to do is, what bed is the master bed? Is it a king size, queen size?
That's the California King.
It's 7 twins
Of course.
strapped together.
Each one with a dwarf attached
Yeah.
to it. The
It's
name
like-
of a dwarf attached to
It's
it.
like a California King. It's a very big, very nice, ornate
So
Heavy.
post.
heavy to lift even with 2 people, pretty much.
No, doable. Doable.
King size mattress is still doable. It's not
Yeah.
great, but it's doable.
I have California King
I
upstairs.
probably would have tried.
2 people can
I probably
handle
would have
that,
stripped
no
some of
problem.
the pillows, the sheet pillows.
Armin
Okay.
can carry that.
So you have some
Fair.
pillowcases.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have some pillowcases.
Mhm.
You can add. So I know my wife loves decorative pillows and like extra pillows. So you just put 4 pillowcases on there.
Those end up under the bed.
Yes. Thank you. Useless.
So, looking at the tag, what does it say? Is it like 20% cotton and like polyester?
Another 300 count Egyptian cotton.
What's
The
What is that made of?
mattress isn't made out of that.
No.
She said the tag on the pillowcase. They're very
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
sorry. I thought you were
pillowcases.
talking about
So,
the
like-
mattress. I'm
They're heavy
like,
duty.
so high cotton and low polyester?
Yes.
Useless. Wait, cotton is flammable.
no,
Kind of.
no.
It smells like burning hair.
Okay. Flame retardant gear is made from 100% cotton.
Why
It
do
just
you?
it
why-
still burns. It just doesn't melt to your skin.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
That's
but
why
I-
the polycotton blends don't. They melt.
That's
Yeah,
why
they
you
melt
can't
it
wear them
with
while
it.
you're deployed.
Exactly.
But it does smell like burning hair. I do know that, and I noticed that the things attract by smell, so I'll hold on to them for now. Because I don't think I have.
I am gonna continue whittling my spear.
So give me another broadcraft.
Alright.
This time,
Break
just,
that knife.
what did I say? Plus 20 last time. So another broadcraft plus 20.
That is not my sheet. This is my sheet. Alright, here we go. That is it. Alright,
He's not good at this.
that's I failed by 12, I think. Right? Broadcraft 20. Yeah, I
That's
failed by
another
12.
core.
Wait,
It's
20.
2 core failures.
Isn't
No.
it supposed to be 30?
No, okay. My broadcraft is 40. I'm adding the 20 modifier, so that was mental math in my head. It's 60. So I failed by 12 because this
Okay.
is 72.
A second core failure for this.
Yes.
Because this is your second failure in a row, you're sitting there whittling away at it, and the blade actually pops off the kitchen knife.
Damn you, home and gardens!
I'm gonna look
Go
for,
get another
I'm gonna-
knife.
I'm gonna go look for Dakota because I don't want to shout because I know that there's zombies down there. Dakota, can I use your hatchet?
Oh dear.
Don't tell her why.
I'm,
How defeated do you actually look?
But you have to pee in this.
That's a fair trade.
I'm I'm trying to turn this into a spear, and I show you the end of this giant wooden stick.
How bad is this?
It
hack
looks
gun?
like it looks like an ornate blooming rose.
Yeah.
Utterly useless in combat, but very pretty.
He somehow has made it a perfect spear at the end of the spear. It's completely not what he
You
wants.
can use that
It's a
still.
staff.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, right? It's
Not
quarter
pointy
staff.
at all.
It's a plum top.
Okay,
Someone made a wooden war mace with morning star instead of a spear.
so how about you take your knife and just tape it to the end of it?
Is there any tape in it?
Hands you a pillowcase. Improvise.
Is there any,
Let's look for it.
alright.
So give me investigate.
I would
just
like to
flat.
say, I think I have my
Just
dad's
flat
nice new
investigate.
hatchet, so it's nice and
What
sharp.
is that? There we go. Okay, so... No.
Wow.
That's
Another
really bad.
72.
So you are not the Q of this group. Throw that out there. You're not the weaponsmith. So you root through some drawers and you find like
Maritalades.
Marilades, dental floss,
Dental
pictures, stuff like that, but you don't find anything like duct tape.
Okay. Could I tie the pillowcase around the staff with the knife?
You could, but I mean, in reality, it's not going to hold that well.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Use the dental floss, that's pretty
I
sturdy.
mean, like if I stab the knife
Lots
through
sturdier than the
fabric of
pillowcase.
This will be
pillowcase, maybe
entertaining.
with that, so that worked better.
We're not the smartest.
Yeah, sort of. So you really want to either find some like lashing, like paracord or shoelaces. So from a survival aspect, what you really want to do is you want to split the end of the rod, essentially. Put the blade down in it, and then tie the wood together so it forms a good seal on it. That's how you create a proper like improvised spear from a survivalist aspect. That's what you would want to do.
I
Yeah,
don't
shoelaces.
know about this, I guess.
Right. You're trying to tie it with a pillowcase. That's not going.
So,
Do you do like the bunny knot?
So you're all kind of in the master bedroom looking for supplies.
we're not smart because we're freaking out.
That's okay. Both of you give me perception plus 30.
Perception plus 30, okay. So that is... Oh!
Now you roll great. I
Yeah.
could have swore it was going to be another 70 something.
I don't see.
Alright, so I got a 26.
Okay, you hear a vehicle.
I go and look out the window to the road.
You see an SUV
Okay.
and an ambulance coming up the road.
Yeah,
Do you, though?
at this point, I don't. Actually, I probably do. I will.
They're not like right out in front. They're coming up the road towards you. Like you hear road noise, which is, and here's the weird thing. Like it's been a few days since shit's gone sideways, and your typical environmental sounds have drastically dropped to nothing. You don't hear planes anymore. You don't hear traffic anymore. It's reverted back to like the eerie silence of nature, where in town before you left, the sounds of screaming and gunfire replaced everything else. Kind of like Chicago, or Detroit, or San Antonio on New Year's. It sounds like downtown Beirut.
You're not wrong. I know what
That's
those sound
why
like.
this perked up. Like you, and instantly like, oh, that's a car.
Okay.
You're still on the second story, and you're outside of a window.
Okay.
You see them. They're maybe 200 yards down the road, and they're approaching.
Okay. I will probably initially get up to the window and try to wave at them, and then take a moment and look down and make sure the zombies aren't looking up at all, because
You look down, and all four zombies have. You see all four of them are looking in the same direction you are, and the fast one is starting to run at the direction of those four cars. The slow ones are starting to move towards those three vehicles. Or sorry, those two vehicles.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to wrap up this episode of Zealand Las Vegas. In the next episode, we will see if our two separate groups can unite. We'll see how things look on the inside and on the outside of the house, and what the group plans to do beyond that reunion tour.
I'm alive.
I'm joined by Dakota, Mitch, Chris, Colin, and Gabe.
Bye.
Don't forget, share the video out there, stab that like button in the brain. get the Zealand Las Vegas tale out there so more people can enjoy the ride. Until the next time we meet, stay alive.